Hey guys, welcome to Khong Driving. It's a beautiful weekend morning and the sun is yet to come up, but actually it's up because it's a little bit over 7 and it's hiding behind the clouds. So before we start, let me introduce you to Maggie.
Hey.
So Maggie is here as our passenger for the day, and the car for the day is this one. This is the BMW i5. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go! Alright guys, so this is the BMW i5. So what is the BMW i5? First of all, it's a huge car. It's a BMW. So this is a 5 Series equivalent but electric. So I means electric and the 5 means the size of car, which is the series, 5 Series. And so it's an electric version of the BMW 5 Series. Okay, what we have is a 340 horsepower motor, and that delivers 430 Newton meters of torque, and all of that goes to the rear wheels. So we're going to start going slow and see how it feels on the road. Actually, it's really surreal, really very silent. Yeah, this is a classy car. We have a very soft and supple suspension. It's made for luxury. So I understand it's adaptive suspension, and we have double wishbones in the front and a multi-link suspension at the back. So this is like, actually the 5 Series used to be the D segment, but it has grown. So actually, based on other cars, this would easily be an E segment because the overall length is above 5 meters. It's 5060, I think, and the height is 1515 mm, and the width is 1.9 meters. So it is a large car, and the wheelbase is 2995. Yeah, so it's just 5 mm short of 3 meters. So it's rather long. Of course, being an electric car, they actually made the wheelbase a bit longer in order to put in the batteries in between the wheels. That's where the batteries usually are, and they're at the bottom. And these batteries are 83.9 kilowatt hour in size, and of course on a DC charger it takes just a while to charge it up, 0 to 80. And so with DC chargers, every battery gets charged up very quick. So this is within the same type of range lah. Of course, if you put it on a AC charger, it will take quite a few hours, especially one of those 11 to 22 kilowatt hour chargers. Yeah. Anyway, drive is to the rear, and the leaflet says automatic, but it's actually just a single gear. And oh, I forgot to introduce you. There's another passenger at the back, Hans. In my bag, I think I need a bit of water in my small bag. Yes. Okay, so that's our water. We should get a water sponsor for our drives. So anyway, the car is large and it has all the full ADAS features. We have yes, thank you. Okay, and full ADAS, of course, the forward collision warning and intervention. Then we have the blind spot monitor, of course, and we also have the lane departure warning and lane keep. And there's also it's almost a self-drive car. You can actually drive the car, let the car drive itself when you're on cruise control, and all you got to do is like put a finger on the steering wheel. That is to give it a semblance of control, and every once in a while move the steering wheel bit, and then the car can take corners and drive for you, yeah. And you can even tune the speed of cornering and all that, so it will actually slow down for the corner, so you don't feel like you're gonna fly off the road. Okay. So being rear wheel drive, this morning it rained quite a bit in PJ, and I was a bit worried. And when we left PJ, it was still a little bit wet, but looks like it's dried up. Hopefully it will stay this way. So on the road it feels really nice. It feels like any other car. I mean, if you had a 3-liter BMW, a 6-cylinder, the twin turbo or the single turbo, the N series engine, the car would be just as silent, yeah. But with electric motor, all you are hearing is actually just the tire noise. And if you had an engine that was going at this cruising speed, you wouldn't hear the engine either. So in terms of driving it at this speed, there's really no difference, yeah. And you're not accelerating, so the range, if you just drive like this, it's up to 582 kilometers. Yes, there's one feature that when you're really desperate, you can actually turn it on, and that feature will regulate your, it's like sort of an emergency kind of a conservation, yeah. It will give you 25% more range from the battery than normal. So for example, if you're down to your last 100 kilometers and you want to make sure you can get to a charging station, then what you can do is actually press that button, and it will give you 25% more, and that equates to about 25 kilometers more, which is quite substantial. Okay, so the full range up to 582 probably includes that 25%. Of course, when you flip that switch, then the aircon goes into conserve mode, you know, so your aircon will probably run at a much higher temperature, or the fan will slow down to a bare minimum, and you know, all the other stuff that you normally have on might just turn down a bit, yeah. So that's they try to conserve all kinds of energy and give you that extra range. They even control the acceleration, so the car will be very slow. Okay, another feature about this car is it's got a 4-wheel steer, and this is the normal 4-wheel steer. At low speeds, it turns in the opposite directions to shorten your turning circle, and at high speeds it turns in the same direction so you can corner better. I don't know the exact details, but the default speed is around 60 kilometers per hour. So I don't have the details for this one, but yes, it acts in that way. Now we also have a driving mode, which I'm going to try to evoke, but we'll do that when we get to near the start. We'll just stop for a bit, change it to sport mode, and that will give the car a bit more oomph. And right now our battery is at 73%, so 7.5, that's worth what, 350 or 360 kilometers of range. I figure that we'll use maybe up to 100 to 150 kilometers of range going up the mountain, but we'll let you know how much range left we have when we get to the top. Okay, so the sun hasn't quite come up yet because of the clouds, so we will have our lights on. I hope you all can see. Should be okay lah. If it's a bit dark, never mind lah, my headlights are on. Okay, I'm just going to scoot a bit to get out of everybody's way. Yeah, 0 to 100 is in 6 seconds, and so that's faster than a Golf R Mark 7, around there lah. And top speed is 193. Remember, it's just a single speed. Okay, I need to go home and go into this. Oh, there's another button here. which button is it? My mode. This one, huh? Push. Oh. Push it down. Push it down. Nope. Push harder. Am I pushing the right button?
Let me do.
Okay. Hans is going to do it for me. Ah, okay. And we go to sport. Okay. So we'll just gather all the cars and let's go. Okay, so we are in sport mode and everything turns red. We are in D, so there's nothing else except there's a little pedal shifter on the left, and that gives you 10 seconds of additional boost. Okay, so we are just checking it out. The road is dry, thankfully, and we have a couple of friends at the back. One is in a Navara, that's Henry. Now he's going to have a tough time keeping up with us, but we have Ang. Sorry, I had time to pass him. So Maggie, are you ready?
Yay!
Okay, screaming is free, huh? You can scream, it's okay.
I will try not to.
And usually girls, when they are worried, they will giggle. Okay, so we are just checking it out a little bit. Usually I use the first part of the run to find out a bit more about the car, and then we go a little bit faster on the second part. But of course the second part is usually a bit slower because of the steep climb. So we started with about 72%. After having driven quite a few electric cars, I'm coming to terms with the fact that it's really silent, and I learned to judge the speed. Well, I actually don't know what's the speed. I can't see.
Wow, this
We
is
have a
so
motorbike. Are you praying?
No, so cool.
Wow, this is one cool lady, man. Okay, so downhill is a test of brakes. I haven't looked at the brakes yet. Oh yeah, this is with the M Sport package, so possibly it has bigger brakes. slow down. Okay, the road is a bit crowded. Oh, there's an old Boxster. Wow, that light is really bright, man. I hope he knows we are here. This car looks very iffy. Okay, we can go. Yes.
So funny.
Thank you. Nice guy. He saw us and he let us go. Okay guys, so we are now at the first roundabout, and because there's traffic here, we will go slow. And we have 61%. We started with 72. We used up 11%. Not so bad. 11% at 5 kilometers for 1%. That would be about 55 to 60 kilometers of range, and the road is misty from here on. Lots of little cars. So Maggie, how was it?
Oh, so cool.
Well, nothing shakes you, huh?
So nice. You want me to scream?
No, you do whatever comes naturally.
Not at the moment, eh?
So we have actually a little Honda Civic at the back, Civic Turbo, keeping station with us, and he is possibly cooling down his CVT too. But it's going to be very, very misty up here.
Yeah, so misty.
Misty, so we'll see what we can do lah. I just hope the cars will turn on the lights, because without lights it's very hard to see them. Anyway, we will proceed with caution. Wow, really, really terrible.
So early.
Looks like we have to end our drive here, man. Cannot see the road at all.
Very misty.
Oh my gosh. Very, very hard to see. Oh my gosh. Visibility down to 50 feet, guys. Very, very misty. spot. Really no point unless we go a little bit more. Sometimes the road clears up after a certain height. Yeah, okay, it's starting to clear. Thank you so much, Mother Nature. Woohoo! It cleared up for a bit, then it came back on again. So guys, driving in the mist, you have to watch out actually for other cars on the road and make sure they can see you. See the car in front doesn't have its lights on, and that is potentially very dangerous. His front lights are on, I think. No, but his rear lights are off. Yeah, it's an old car. It's okay lah. Okay lah, we'll just complete the run at a slower speed, and see those lights in front. That's all you get to see of the car in the mist. And here we go. Yeah, the road is wet, guys. Just now in the mist I couldn't see properly. Yes, the road is wet, and a bit of tail out there. Woo! So if you see a bit of steering correction, it means the tail has just gone out. Down to 54%. So that took a bit of toll on the battery. And yeah, one thing good about electric car is if you can't drive very fast around the corner, you just wait for the car to straighten out, then you squirt and it goes. Yes, we have a Megane up in front. Going to the left. Yeah, it's wet. It's wet. So you have to proceed with caution because the road is wet, guys. And you got to take the correct line to straighten out the car as early as possible so that you can scoot. Thankfully the mist is gone and we can still enjoy this part of the drive. So for today you get a chance to see the i5 in wet and dry conditions. If you just step on it, the tail comes out. Just a little bit. And we didn't turn traction control off, so traction control helps a bit to hold the car online. Okay, for now I can feel that the motor, or rather the system, is cutting down power to the motor. I think it's to try to conserve the battery. Yep, it's conserving the power. So I think the threshold is around 50. The car tries to manage the power for you so that they can deliver the promise of 500 plus kilometers. Yes. And anyway, that's not so important because we are now at the last corner and we are at the top of the hill. Yes, we made it. Woo. Okay, we are now at 49%. Can I have a bit of water?
No.
So we're at 49%, and I think once you get near the threshold, the car kind of like manages the power and just reduces it by a little bit. So maybe we are running on normal slow-mo mode, yeah, and so that's it. Okay, so how did the car behave up the hill? Well, for a 2.2 ton car, which is 5060 mm long, 1.9 meters wide, I think that doesn't include the mirrors, it did very well. Yeah, the long wheelbase makes it easier to control when the car slides. It's so easy to control the slide, and with the power to the rear and the torque of the motor, it's quite easy to just get the tail out to help you to turn should you want to. And we didn't turn off traction control, so traction control will help to hold the car back when you release, you know, when you power it, the tail goes out, and you do the correction, traction control helps to keep it there, and so it's quite easy to drive in that respect lah. And for the tight turns and low speeds, of course the steering turns in opposite direction, and that helps the car to turn. So all in all, it is a fun car if you want it to be. Of course, remembering this is a D or E segment sedan for you to enjoy life in, you know. You probably would be having a driver in front and my tauke sitting at the back enjoying the scenery, and then if the driver goes a little bit faster, the tauke there, oi, don't go so fast, you know, go easy, I'm feeling uncomfortable. Yeah, so the ride is exemplary. Okay, so this is not a car you want to buy because you want to go for weekend drive up Genting. This is a car you buy to go to office, to go for meetings, to go for long distance driving, because the range is good enough. You can go to Penang lah, okay? And so, but every once in a while, if you feel like, hey, my horns are growing a bit, so I need to go and trim them a bit up the mountain, you can still bring it up. Of course, if you can afford to pay the 400,000 for this car, you can afford to buy a second car, which is a sports car lah. So with this, at this price level, no, it's not a sports car for you to buy. It's an executive car for you to buy, to use. Yeah, for weekend running, you can bring this up. It's not a slouch, but of course, I recommend you buy yourself a little sports car lah to have fun with. Okay, so overall, I like this car. And of course, the electric range of 500 plus is really good. I like it, and I'm quite impressed. From 72 to 49, we use, I think if my math is correct, arithmetic is correct, is 23%, which is not bad. Okay, so that's it for our drive. Thank you very much, Maggie, for remaining calm. And Hans kept very quiet at the back. So actually the two of you slowed the car down by about 1 second, so just to know. So if the car is not fast enough for you guys, just remember we have extra ballast. And anyway, I'll tell Hans to tweak up the speed, to make it speed up the video, you know, so that it looks very fast. So during the drive, I spoke in slow motion so that when you speed up the video, the voice sounds very natural. Yeah. Okay, so guys, thanks for being with us. This is the i5, lovely car, and of course YS Khong Driving also sells it. So just go to shop.yskhongdriving.com or send me a WhatsApp 016 3350609, and we'll get your i5 to you as quickly as possible. Okay then, till we meet again in the next video. Say bye-bye Maggie to the camera. And say bye-bye Hans. And we're done.